Hey guys, it is Ben, aka the Fuse Box, coming to you with yet another Fuse Box Engaged. Yes, indeed. So, a couple of days ago, I put out a new video for everybody to enjoy. It is doing pretty well in viewership. And in that video, I basically reiterated what we decided on the last stream, which was thanks to Rosetta, we have decided that we are going to host a launch party for Outlaw Nights issue number 2 on Halloween night. So it's going to be a good old party. And every single person is invited. You are encouraged to wear a costume. I'm not going to make you. Obviously I can't make you, but it's highly encouraged. So yeah, here we are. It is a quiet Thursday evening. Looks like we're not going to have a heck of a lot going on, but that's all right. I can use this time to vent a little bit. So I'm sure most folks are aware. The big news, big scuttlebutt I've been seeing over and over again. We've got yet another pop culture battleground going on. She-Hulk has launched on Disney Plus. I am not watching that crap for multiple reasons. Number one being I don't have a Disney Plus account. I haven't had one in probably over a year, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Well, I mean, it sucks a little bit, mainly because there were some things on Disney Plus that I liked. But overall, Disney has become the Shinra electric power company, so there's really no point in supporting that kind of crap. They're going to destroy the planet. But anyway, Shinra launched She-Hulk, and of course, we've got the very oh so typical narrative going around of review bombing. For those of you who are not aware of what review bombing is, I would be happy to tell you. Review bombing is when people in the audience really don't like a show, so they post negative comments and negative reviews on a website, and the company that is launching said intellectual property doesn't want the bad press to go along with that because they really want to make money. So they put out a rumor that basically it's evil alt-right conspiracy theorists creating a bunch of bot accounts to flood them with fake negative reviews, and that the show or whatever is really just so good it's beyond any kind of criticism. So that's what's going on right now. A bunch of people do not like what's going on with She-Hulk. I haven't seen it. I can't really comment on it. I can comment on the tiny little nuggets I've seen. There was a clip that they showed with, Smart Hulk, Mark Ruffalo in CGI, talking to Jennifer, whatever the fuck her last name is, Walters. And basically, yeah, like they're having a back and forth. He's telling her about how she's been infected with his blood, blah, blah, blah. And a really dumb line comes up where basically she's not implying it. She's flat out saying, oh, so I'm better than you? I'm better than you? And he's getting a little defensive and being all like, oh yeah, you're different, I'm better. It's like, no, I'm better than you. It's like, wow. So for the first time, with all these really stupid reboots going on of having to have the political message of women are great and men are horrible, for the first time ever, they're flat out telling you in the script. Like they're not bouncing around it. They're not making it subtle anymore. They're just flat out telling you. That's incredible to me. We're getting some honesty. That's a first. So they had that going on, and they showed. I saw a screenshot of Jennifer Walters' room, and in it, she has on her desk, on her like bookshelf, uh, it has a bobblehead of Ruth Bader Ginsburg and some stupid quote from her, and a bobblehead of Michelle Obama, and some mug talking about how she's a lawyer, blah blah blah. Really just on the nose, no subtlety whatsoever. We're putting it out there. We are feminist all the way. We are fierce. We are feminist, and we are in your fucking face. So yeah, as if I really didn't need any other reasons to not watch She-Hulk, that basically took the cake for me. I don't care to watch more ridiculous culture war bullshit being inserted into superheroes. I'm so fucking tired of it. I really am. It's aggravating as hell because the MCU for me was kind of the first real major, well, not the first, but yeah, bad phrasing on my part. It was the most modern example of an epic that I was really getting into. The last major epic that I was really enthralled with was the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and that's pretty old at this point. So I really was enjoying the MCU. I admit I really didn't see many of those movies in the theaters. I saw Iron Man in the theater, and I saw Captain America: The Winter Soldier in the theater. The rest of them I watched on streaming services, and I bought a couple off of the PlayStation Store. And so I kind of got into the whole series pretty late. But I really enjoyed it. And then it was around, and well, it was a little before Endgame that I started to. I didn't really like some of the decisions that were being made. I was okay with Thor Ragnarok. I wasn't crazy about it in terms of like there were parts where the humor was way too. It was misplaced. And the more I've thought about Thor Ragnarok, the more I've realized, like with that particular storyline, I really would have liked to see more drama, and I would have liked to see them take the subject matter way more seriously. I feel like we missed out on quite a bit with that. So I wasn't super happy with that, and then it just with Endgame things just started kind of falling apart. And I really consider Endgame kind of the end of the MCU for the most part. I was looking forward to some of the stuff in Phase 4 originally, back when I had Disney Plus. I was excited about WandaVision, and I watched it, and I really loved the first 3 episodes. And then when they introduced the stuff with Monica Rambeau, I was okay with her first intro episode where they showed some of the stuff going on with her, but there was still kind of that. There were scenes where the tone was very off-putting. It seemed like things were a little awry. And when that happens, it means that there's a stupid modern political extremist point of view being injected into the scene. Because the tone, if you're a normal person and you're watching this, the tone is just off. And you're like, why is Monica Rambeau being so hostile towards this sword agent? Like, what did he do? And really, the meta message there was that the sword agent is a white man, and therefore he is automatically oppressive and automatically is taking credit for things that Monica's mother was, Monica's mother had started, and therefore, he was an enemy by default. So yeah, I was off put by that, and then the stuff going on in episode 5 really threw me off. I was like, yeah, no. And I ended up canceling Disney Plus before episode 6 came out. So I only caught a few highlights of episode 6 on the internet, and I was not happy. WandaVision, really, it would have worked best if they were building Wanda to be the new big baddie that was going to be fought in another Marvel film. Would have been a great shift for the MCU, because the MCU's always kind of had villain of the week stuff going on. The villains were usually kind of plain, like their motivations were very straightforward, easy to figure out. Would have been a nice change of pace to have something like, one of the heroes that we've been following actually go bad and they become the new villain. That would have been a nice change of pace. But they couldn't keep it like that because, you see, Scarlet Witch is a woman. And if you're a woman in modern cinema, and if you're presented as a villain, and if you're doing things that aren't redeemable, or there's no attempt to really relate to them, to their point of view, because what they're doing is too twisted, that's sexist. So you can only do that to men. That's the only way it counts. So yeah, this has been the major shifting point for the MCU. Everything's going to be political now. Everything's going to be poorly thought out. Everything's going to be poorly written. And if you don't like it, you're just an anonymous online blank account. And what you're doing is irredeemable. So yeah. Nothing can be, we can never be egalitarian with anything ever again. It's all gone. Oh God, I really hope people start getting smart again. Hang on, it's stupid. Sorry about that. I don't know how much of my rant was missed, but who knows? Probably for the best. But yeah, it's we are at that point, ladies and gentlemen. And so like the only real topic I was thinking about in terms of tonight was the She-Hulk thing, because it's just annoying the crap out of me. I'm so tired of these narratives being pushed to cover up mediocrity and just plain old spitefulness and hatefulness in modern writing. And not even just spitefulness or hatefulness, it's not even smart spitefulness or hatefulness. You could probably cut them a little bit of slack if these things were well developed, but they're not. They're being written by people who don't really know anything about the narrative structure. They don't know about the source material connected to what they're adapting. It's just an outlet for them to spread their bullshit. You know, vast majority of people in Hollywood right now are activists. So everything is just an excuse to get their message out there. And I'll tell you, I am really disgusted and annoyed by the shit with the Rings of Power. As a major Tolkien fan, as somebody who, like, my favorite book of all time is The Silmarillion, the idea of an Amazon Tolkien TV show really appealed to me. I was excited about this idea in the very, very beginning. And it's just incredibly disappointing to see that this is yet another place for the activists to spread their bullshit. And not only that, but they're straight up rewriting the man's work and claiming that they're just they're fixing it. If you want to talk about something incredibly offensive to anybody who loves Tolkien, it's saying that you're fixing Tolkien. People who have a fraction of his IQ are fixing his work. That shit really gets on my nerves. Christ almighty. You know, when I was a kid, I really thought, I thought with all the advances in technology, in filmmaking, I thought for certain we were going to get stuff that was epic and fun. I didn't count on the fact that, for whatever reason, writing is becoming a lost art in mainstream media. It's like you really don't have to know how to do jack shit in writing to do anything. It's like, why did I go to college and study screenwriting? I took several classes on screenwriting. And it's like, why did I even bother doing that? I didn't need to do that. All I need to do is pretend like I'm a crazy ideologue. All I have to do is pretend like I give a shit about some cause that hasn't actually been an issue since like 1969. So, I mean, fuck it, right? Who cares? Yeah, it's funny. I chose the specific title of this stream. Like, I'm sure like some of the titles of my streams are probably kind of like weird. They kind of throw you off. Ugh, sorry. They kind of they're not really related necessarily to whatever I'm talking about. A lot of the times it's like I just come up with these titles just to like sound epic, and it's something random. And I picked this one because I was thinking about the She-Hulk topic and how annoyed I was, and how we're getting yet another stupid battleground. And so I'm like, what's an epic title for that particular, like for that kind of topic? And my brain went to some weird stretches. And the term, the Heavens Tremble, just popped in my head. And the reason it popped in my head, that was the title of an episode of Dragon Ball Z. It was the first episode of the Garlic Jr. saga, which technically isn't canon. For those of you who are into Dragon Ball lore, the Garlic Jr. saga is not canon. It wasn't in the manga, therefore it is not considered canon for Toriyama. I'm fine with that. Garlic Jr. was not very fun or interesting villain, and that arc went on way too long. But I always liked the title of that episode. And weirdly enough, it's like thinking about She-Hulk for whatever reason makes me think of Garlic Jr.'s minions, the Spice Boys, because they're kind of equally silly in my eyes. They're kind of equally outlandish. They're kind of square pegs. So I figured those would be it'd be kind of fun to try to bridge the gap between those two. And so I thought about it and I'm like, in a lot of ways, you can bridge that gap because you've got these weirdos with these shill media sites basically trying to brainwash people into thinking, well, there's no legitimate criticism going on of these shows that we've sunk all this money into. No, 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 no. That's an illusion. Here's the real truth. And so, thinking about that, I thought about the fact that it's like the Spice Boys and Garlic Jr. when they spread the Blackwater mist and they turned everybody into vicious zombies. And the only people left that haven't been affected by the mist are Gohan, Krillin, and Piccolo. And it's the three of them against the whole effing world. And in a lot of ways, that's kind of how it feels for me. I mean, I know that there's a lot of folks who agree with me in a lot of this, but it feels like we're outnumbered sometimes. But here's the thing, unlike with what happened in Garlic Jr., it is not actually true. That is an illusion. The people who think that this stuff is beyond reproach are in the minority, and they're not very smart. So you gotta keep the faith. Let us hope somebody can find the sacred water and put it at the bottom of Kami's Lookout and spread it throughout the four winds so that everybody can wake up from this nightmare that is modern entertainment. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I have attached the Garlic Jr. saga to She-Hulk. I know it was a stretch, but guess what? We did it. We fucking did it. So they should hire me to do some of these Disney Plus activism shows. You want to take a leap of faith, you want to do a logic stretch, you get me to do that shit. I will connect the new Captain America to the civil rights movement. I'll do it. I will connect the Marvels to third wave feminism and why women are so oppressed in America. Hire me to do that shit. I can do it. I can connect She-Hulk and the Garlic Jr. saga. So that's all the proof you need on that. But yeah, oof. Rings of Power. What a fucking shit show. I really, like, a lot of folks have been talking about Rings of Power in terms of, like, it's very possible it could be a turning point. I'm probably in the minority. I may be being pessimistic here, but I really don't think anybody's going to learn jack shit from what's going on with the Rings of Power thing. Even if the best case scenario happens and Rings of Power loses a fuck ton of money and viewers and subscribers for Amazon Prime, even if that happens, I do not believe that these executives will have learned their lesson. I just don't. I think they're going to find something else to taint. This is the first time in modern American history, or even in American history, hell, I would say, well, not in the history of the world. There have been other similar things that have happened, but this is the first time in modern history where the entertainment industry is actively fighting a battle against its own viewers. It's incredible. People tell you, we don't want this kind of crap. They're like, well, too bad. You're going to eat it and you're going to like it. It's amazing to me. The sheer level of entitlement. I know they like to say, oh, audiences are entitled. Well, it's like, guess what? Who do you think you're making the damn thing for? Like, give me a break. It is so insane. So, yeah. I am gonna keep this going for another few minutes just in case. I'm thinking, yeah, like this is not the night where people are going to be coming on board. I did something a little different with this stream. Usually I blast out, I advertise the stream all over the place, usually. But I decided to kind of just be subtle about it this time to see what we could do, and here we are. Yeah, I think the biggest issue I run into is knowing, figuring out when too much advertising is too much. I know that's redundant. I shouldn't have said it like that, but whatever. Sue me. I've been talking for almost 30 minutes straight. So, but yeah, I run into this issue where I think a lot of people get annoyed by the way I advertise my streams. But this is an uphill battle. I mean, it really is. My channel is not well known, and I don't have the kind of money to be putting this on a promotional gig. And YouTube itself has implemented a very shitty, that's the best descriptor I'm going to give it, a very shitty algorithm. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of the fact that YouTube, after a while, it's like, the people who run YouTube, I think, do not have the same viewpoints as a lot of folks who do streams on YouTube, and they felt like they felt threatened by that because of all of the politics that occurred starting in 2016. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So they decided that they had to take matters into their own hands to start suppressing it while at the same time claiming they're all about free speech. What's the best way to do that? Implement a very underhanded and quiet algorithm switch where they promote mainstream sources. Those get all the traction. And if you are a small YouTuber, hell, even if you're a fairly large YouTuber, you've got like subscribers in the thousands, doesn't matter. If you're independent and you're saying non-approved speech, you're going to be suppressed. Your videos aren't going to go very far. So I'm up against it in multiple ways. I'm trying to build a YouTube channel in a space where there's already very large YouTube channels that kind of command most of the attention. And at the same time, I'm fighting against an algorithm that doesn't want my voice to get out there because I dare to disagree. So yeah. So I go pretty hard on Twitter with my advertising for the show. And I think, there have been a few folks who are not pleased with me in that regard. But I gotta say, I don't care that much. I don't. It's pretty, it's like I'm serious about building this thing up, and I'm dedicated, and I'm gonna keep going. So it's like, if you don't like the way I'm advertising this thing, you don't have to follow me. You can mute me, you can block me. I don't care. I'm going to keep going hard with it. I tried to be subtle about it this time, and look where we are. I have been talking. Yep, I have been talking for 30 minutes straight. And at the moment, we don't have anybody in the audience. That's the way it goes. But yeah. So, another bit of news. News that I'm not super pleased with, but you know, here we freaking are. It is Thursday, August 18th. Okay. On August 21st. That is my birthday. I'm not happy about that. I'm going to be turning 33 in a few. I'm going to be turning 33 on Monday. I don't want to turn 33. I pissed away my 20s, getting drunk and getting high. So, in a lot of ways, I feel like I'm kind of playing catch up from, a lot of the career building I should have been doing when I was younger. And the older I get, the more I don't want to get older. So yeah, I might try to do a birthday stream. I think that'd be good. Maybe, drum up a little bit of promotion. And to make up for this, where I'm literally talking to myself. And hopefully to viewers who are watching this after the fact. But yeah, I'm going to start amping up my edited videos. Definitely with the last one, it was a lot easier because it was half the time of the first two. So, I mean, if I can cut 5 minutes, that's pretty easy for me to do. I can do that in like a day. Doing the 11-minute ones usually takes me about 2 days. So, editing is a double-edged sword. It can be very fun and fulfilling, but it can also be very tedious and nerve-wracking. Because it's like, believe me, those minutes, I know it seems short, when you're a viewer, it's like, 11 minutes, that's nothing. Yeah, but when you're editing 11 minutes and you're trying to keep shit going, and I only use frickin' picture stills. Imagine if I had fucking video footage. Good Lord. But it is tedious. But I gotta say, it's very fulfilling when you see your video up on YouTube that you worked really hard to cut together. It's fun. So yeah, I am definitely okay. Now that I'm thinking about it more, I am definitely gonna do some more. I'm definitely gonna do some more. Sorry, I got distracted. I was repeating myself like a moron. I am definitely going to do a birthday stream to make up for this. If you're watching this in replay and you haven't clicked off yet, God bless you. You're the type of person I love. But yeah, I'm going to do a stream on Monday, birthday stream. And then I am going to, well, I mean, the Halloween thing is still a ways away, but it bears repeating. Because damn it, I don't want to set up a big old launch party and have this happen. God, that would suck. So, I'm going to keep repeating myself. I'm going to be a broken record, and people on Twitter are going to be pissed. And I don't care. I'm gonna keep doing it, damn it. I'm reaching that point where I'm getting brain dead. There comes a point where I talk so much, I start getting a little lightheaded and I start feeling a little drunk. It's a bizarre high. That's what happens when you're an introvert, but you have extroverted qualities. And you're a Leo, which means you love to hear yourself talk. It's bad news bears. Any way you slice it. So, okay, I think I have covered all the bases I can cover for the evening. I don't want to get ridiculous. I don't want to go on for an hour talking about myself. So, thank you so much for joining me in the replay. If you like anything I had to say, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the dislike button. I encourage it. Be sure to click on the link in the description of this video. Sign up for Outlaw Nights. We've still got a good 2 months before we launch. So let's try to get in as many folks on the email list as we can. Let's build this mother up. I am, of course, your host, Ben, aka the Fusebox. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will talk to you all later.